live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Honoring our moms this Mother's Day. They're the ones we turn to when we need help, advice, and love. How some in the state line are thanking those we call mom. And rodeos restricted. The new push tonight after one state line county's new rule. Plus, State Line Sisters highlight one of Rockford's main attractions in their new book. Good evening, I'm Marissa Lessner. Thanks for joining us tonight. Today, we recognize moms all over. Mother's Day is a holiday that honors motherhood, maternal bonds, and the influence of mothers in society. Amory Wilder caught up with families in Rockford to see how they spent the day. Amory, how are people celebrating?
Marissa, I spent some time at the Anderson Japanese Gardens, and people were excited to take a stroll in nature while enjoying the presence of their loved ones.
These kids are very lucky to have a wonderful mother, and so we wanted to spend the day here looking at these nice gardens and spending the day together, and then we'll see the rest of the family later today.
On Sunday, families trickled into Anderson Japanese Garden to celebrate Mother's Day. More and more people filled the garden as the morning progressed.
It's typically one of our busiest days of the year.
Dan Brashan is a manager at the gardens, overseeing the operations. He says this day brings in big crowds.
On Mother's Day, every year we do Mothers Get In for free, and then our restaurant Fresco does a buffet, and they're usually really busy.
The Werhane family took advantage of everything they had to offer.
Today we came to the gardens, we had brunch at Fresco, and now we're enjoying the views and walking around, and later we're going flower shopping.
Barb Lloyd also planned to go flower shopping with her two kids, getting emotional about the quality time.
This was just an awesome day to spend with my kids.
And Jenna Werhane shares the same sentiments.
Oh my gosh, it's the greatest feeling in the world. To be a mother is so much joy and pride in my children, and just getting to enjoy them growing up, watching them grow up.
A study shows more calls are made on Mother's Day than any other day of the year, with approximately 122 million. So this is your hint to make that call before the day is over. Marissa?
All right, thanks, Amory. And those who hadn't bought their moms a gift yet had the chance to get an autographed book while at Anderson Gardens today. Sisters Sophia Riley and Savannah Riley Guthrie were signing copies of the children's book, Garden in a Jar, at the Japanese Gardens. The book is about a girl who goes to Anderson Gardens for a class assignment. June needs to capture in a jar what she loves most about the gardens, the sunlight and the smells of flowers, but she realizes it has to be experienced and not captured. The Anderson family commissioned the sisters to write the book, and they say seeing it finally come to life is surreal.
It's really exciting. This is my first book signing, and I have wanted to be an author and an illustrator my whole life, so yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And you can get a copy of the book, The Garden in a Jar, at Anderson Gardens gift shop. There is a Change.org petition calling for Boone County to change its new stance on rodeos. Last week, the board voted to put a temporary ban on animal shows. They said neighbors have complained about music and traffic from some of those shows. The petition states those things can be managed, and the organizer believes this is a direct hit upon the Hispanic culture in the county. The ban is for 90 days. The county created a new animal show committee. It is meeting tomorrow night to discuss permits. Chicago chooses its newest casino, only there's some concern over where the temporary location will go while the permanent casino is being built in River West. Some aldermen are pushing back against a plan to use Medina Temple as the temporary location. They say Mayor Lightfoot changed the plan after a campaign donation from Albert Friedman, whose company owns the site. But Lightfoot's campaign claims Friedman has been a longtime supporter of Democrats throughout Chicago and Illinois. The City Council's Special Committee on Chicago's first casino will meet tomorrow. And Rockford's Hard Rock Casino continues to bring in cash. The temporary casino at the old Giovanni site is the smallest casino in Illinois, but it's outpacing others. In April, nearly 40,000 people walked through the doors, and the casino took in just over $5 million. Nearly $300,000 will go to the city of Rockford. The casino earned about $4.7 million in March and $3.6 million in February. The nationwide manhunt continues for an escaped inmate and the corrections officer who helped him. New video shows former Assistant Director of Corrections, 56-year-old Vicky White, helping 38-year-old inmate Casey White escape from an Alabama jail. U.S. Marshals say tips about the pair continue to pour in across the country. They're hopeful that will help them bring the two into custody.
We have to look at each tip and we have to follow up on it, even if it's here local or if it's across the United States. So a lot of our time is looking at those tips, following up on numerous people that need to be interviewed, but it can change in a moment's notice.
There is a renewed push for a GoFundMe set up in the name of Connie Ridgway. She's the woman that Casey White is charged with killing in 2015. Anything raised will go toward reward money for information on Casey and Vicky White's whereabouts. There are still questions tonight after the death of 3 American tourists in the Bahamas. 2 men and a woman were found in 2 separate villas at the Sandals Emerald Bay Resort on Friday. A 4th person is currently in the hospital. Bahamas Minister of Health and Wellness said some hotel guests complained of nausea and vomiting last week. It's not known what they had. None of the Americans had any sign of trauma. Foul play is not suspected. You could get a check as soon as tomorrow if you filed a claim in a class action suit against Facebook a couple years ago. More than 1.5 million eligible Facebook users in Illinois did file a claim. The payments are part of a settlement over Facebook's facial tagging feature, which is against Illinois' Biometric Information Privacy Act. Those who successfully filed a claim will receive $397. Facebook already said it would shut down its facial recognition program. Well, check this out. Video shows a white work truck slam into a car in a parking lot in the state of Oregon on Thursday night, but he didn't stop. He reverses, hits another car, and even then just keeps going. After that, police say in all the driver hit 12 cars. He was cited for DUI, reckless endangering, and reckless driving. The driver did have to be hospitalized after the chaotic scene. No one else was hurt. This Mother's Day, First Lady Jill Biden made a surprise trip to Ukraine. She met with the First Lady of the country, entering its 11th straight week of a war with Russia. Raquel Martin is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
First Lady Jill Biden kicked off this Mother's Day in a war zone alongside the First Lady of Ukraine. Sunday, the two met at a school now taking in displaced Ukrainian students, where First Lady Jill Biden extended her support to all of Ukraine.
This war has to stop. The people of the United States stand with the people of Ukraine.
The visit comes on the cusp of a potentially pivotal week of the war. Monday, President Putin will hold a massive parade marking Victory Day. It's a date that celebrates the Russian defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II.
We're preparing for everything.
On CBS's Face the Nation, the Ukrainian ambassador to the U.S. said she predicts Putin will use Monday's event to recruit more soldiers to fight.
I hope that then it will be evident to all Russians what they're doing in Ukraine. That's an aggressive war. And the question is, are they prepared to have more tens of thousands dying in Ukraine for no reason?
On Fox News Sunday, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says the U.S. must continue to send military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine.
I'm not asking for troops on the ground, but to make sure that Ukraine can expel Russia and that Putin's a war criminal in the eyes of the world.
In an effort to deter escalating Russian aggression, U.S. and G7 partners Sunday announced new sanctions targeting Russian oil imports, dozens of banking executives, and even 3 television stations in Russia. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, we may not have had as much sunshine as what we did yesterday, but today actually still turning out to be a fairly comfortable afternoon as temperatures made it back into the mid-60s. We did have a little more cloud cover, unfortunately, thanks to some showers and thunderstorms that have been ongoing to our west over parts of Iowa, moving into Minnesota and Wisconsin. Not expecting any of that activity to work in our direction here as we go through this evening. So our skies, they will stay cloudy, but we should stay dry. Winds are also going to stay a little on the breezy side, and that'll actually help our temperatures stay in the mid-50s here for the overnight. Midday today, if you were out, let's say around noon or really any time between about 11 and 1 o'clock, did you notice some kind of weird looking clouds over the state line? Actually had quite a few photos. These were mammatus clouds. This picture coming in near Rockton. Tracy Schmidt sharing this picture. So what we had actually were some showers up above, some elevated shower activity coming in, but because of the dry air, it didn't really quite make it to the ground. And typically when you have mammatus clouds, they tend to form on the underside of an anvil with a thunderstorm, but we didn't have any thunderstorm activity. These were actually non-thunderstorm related mammatus clouds, kind of with some rising and sinking air going on in the atmosphere. So absolutely gorgeous. Tracy, thank you for sharing this picture. This one, a very vivid picture. Bud May shared this one here. This one was actually taken in Rockford, so it kind of looks like little pouches there hanging from underneath the side of the clouds. Absolutely gorgeous out there. We've still got the cloud cover here this evening. A live look with our Mercial Skytrack camera out in Rochelle. Wanted to show you actually the time lapse of some of those mammatus clouds working in here earlier. There they go. You see those mammatus clouds, some showers, darkening of the skies. It almost looked like it was going to rain here earlier, and then we just dealt with that mostly cloudy sky out there. Bigger expansion of the satellite and radar shows cloudy skies sticking with us. We may be able to break up some of that cloud cover here as we go through this evening, but take note of the direction of the showers as they move from southwest to northeast. So again, not going to be a factor for us. 64 our current temperature now in Freeport. We're 66 in Rockford, 65 in Rochelle, and 64 degrees currently in DeKalb. As I mentioned, that wind coming in from the southeast, 15 up to 25 miles per hour, but we've had gusts today 30 to even 35. So it has been windy, and unfortunately that wind, something that'll stick with us not only through the night tonight, but actually pick up as we go through the day tomorrow. Tomorrow begins our warming trend. Notice with our temperatures here tonight, we're only in the mid-50s, so a very mild night. That will help springboard us back upper 70s, near 80 degrees for tomorrow afternoon. Downfall to tomorrow, though, southeast winds could be gusting as high as about 35 to 40 miles per hour. Now, there are going to be some showers and thunderstorms that form to the northwest of us late in the day tomorrow. They will move in our direction tomorrow night. This will be after midnight, but because we have a lid on the atmosphere, they should weaken. So not expecting really any major thunderstorm activity. Could get a shower, isolated thunderstorm overnight Monday into Tuesday. That is pushed back up to the north, depending on how fast those clouds clear out. Tuesday, temperatures could get near 90 degrees, and in fact, we could be nearing some record high temperatures. Record high for Tuesday, 91, set back in 2011. I think Thursday, really our best day to hit and even break that record high temperature. Record high 87. Right now, I have a forecast high of 89. Also, one thing I want to mention too, with the heat, you're going to feel the humidity. It will be there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Marissa, we start to break this pattern down as we get into next weekend. We'll watch as those temperatures still only drop back into the 70s by next Saturday and Sunday.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
The month of April can lead to a lot of head scratching and even panic in Major League Baseball, but in the month of May, the good teams start to find their stride, and that's the case for the White Sox. They've now put together a 6-game winning streak. They closed out their series in Boston this afternoon. Jose Abreu starting to heat up. He hits a rope into the left field corner in the third inning. Josh Harrison scored. Luis Robert will hustle home as well, and it was 3-0 White Sox. Dallas Keuchel had his best outing in the season. He allowed 2 runs in 6 innings, although Christian Vasquez got to him here in the 6th inning with an RBI single. The White Sox lead was only 3-2. In the bottom of the 9th, Ben Sosa was trying to finish this one off on the hill. Kevin Plawecki hits a fly ball, but Luis Robert will track it down, and the White Sox beat the Red Sox 3-2 to sweep the 3-game series. The Cubs will try to avoid getting swept by the Dodgers this evening. Justin Steele and Walker Buehler will be the starting pitchers. Well, Phillies slugger Bryce Harper didn't forget what day this was. He slammed a big home run off Mets ace Max Scherzer. And after circling the bases and crossing home plate, Harper looked into the TV camera and delivered a message to someone special.
That's for you, Mom. I love you, Mom.
There you go. You can't forget Mom. All right, Bears rookies spent Mother's Day on the field in Lake Forest. Their 3-day rookie camp wrapped up. Top draft pick cornerback Kyler Gordon says he thinks he can make an impact right away this season for the Bears and compete for a starting job.
I'm very prepared. Coming from Washington, just like everything that they've taught me in the way that I prepare myself game to game and person to person and just every category. So I just know that that transition from my preparation transition is the same thing I'm going to carry over to the NFL, and then while adding more tools and more stuff that I can learn. So I feel pretty good about going in there and shaking things up for sure.
Some history was made today. A Formula One race was held in Miami Gardens, the Miami Grand Prix. The race was 191 miles long, and on the final lap there was very little suspense. 2021 F1 champion Max Verstappen cruised to a decisive victory. The 24-year-old Dutchman started third on the grid. The second-place finisher was Charles Leclerc. The 75th season of racing at the Rockford Speedway is underway. The regular season opener for local racers was held last night on the quarter-mile track. Jake Guiley there won the late model feature race, holding off Max Kaler. Kelly Evink won the American Short Trackers feature race. Howie Ware took the checkered flag in the sportsman feature, and Zach Sechon beat the field in the Roadrunners feature. Good luck to all of our local drivers this year, and happy racing. Max Homa won the PGA Wells Fargo Championship today, finishing 8 under par. 3 golfers tied for second, 2 strokes back: Matt Fitzpatrick, Cameron Young, and Keegan Bradley. Rory McIlroy finished 5th at 4 under par.
That's it for us. Have a great night.